Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer. This is Ralph Phillips. I apologize to everybody for, Friday's live stream when it just cut off at the end. I tried to get it hooked back up, but it didn't work. So everybody probably thinks I'm dead. Between no live stream, cutting off the live stream and then having no live stream yesterday, everybody was like, what? Ralph die? He just croaked on us. Nope, still alive and kicking. Today, we're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings and whether they're going to beat the Buccaneers or not. They are our Week 1 opponents for this 2023 season coming up. And coming up it is this Thursday. Games. Kansas City Chiefs. Thursday Night Football. And then Sunday, all the games. Man, I tell you what, that's when the Buccaneers are playing. We're playing 1 o'clock Sunday against the Vikings at the Vikings. What's the name of their stadium? I think it's not Bank of America. It's something like that. One of them silly names. First Bank Stadium or something. Anyhow, we have got plenty to go through. I have got news I want to cover. I don't know. To be honest with you, I haven't even looked at the news. And I'm not sure what's going on in the world with the Buccaneers. I did see, we've got a little bit of information that did happen. Oh, yes, Sean Tucker is our number 2 running back. How about that? Our rookie has beat out Chase Edmonds and Keyshawn Vaughn for the backup role. Now, honestly, I'm not too surprised. Chase Edmonds did not impress me, and Keyshawn Vaughn, I don't know, what can you say? He's been Keyshawn Vaughn for a long time. What are we going on? His 3rd, 4th year here? So let's see, what Buccaneers news do we have other than that? Do we have anything? We've got NFL teams should be clamoring for Deion Sanders. I guess they're talking about him as a coach. The Rams waived Sean Jolly. No idea who that is. Travis Kelce is not believed to have suffered long-term knee injury. So if you drafted Travis Kelce in your fantasy football, that's not a bad thing to hear. Let me see. We have got, I'm not seeing anything like Buccaneers related too much. Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee. I tell you what, I would love to see what Patrick Mahomes is like as a quarterback without having Travis Kelce there. I really would. Not that I'm wishing bad on Travis Kelce or anything, but I want to see how much of this team is due to Mahomes and Kelce's chemistry or Andy Reid's play calling or whatever. It's kind of like with Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. The question was, ever since they were good, it was who is the better, who made that team what it was? Was it Tom Brady or was it Bill Belichick? I was in the Bill Belichick camp. I never watched a lot of film on Tom Brady until he came to the Buccaneers. When we got him in the Buccaneers, then I started watching film on him, and I was like, not too bad. But I always thought it was Bill Belichick was the reason they were so good. Then, after Tom Brady left, and he went and he won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers, and Belichick went, shh. It made me realize, no, it wasn't Bill Belichick. I was wrong that whole time. It was Tom Brady. Now, Bill Belichick's, he's not a stinker of a coach, but when they picked up Cam Newton and then had him as a starter, I was like, what in the world are they doing? Because just, my amateur self watching Cam Newton on film, I'm like, he's done. He's done. He's been done for years. He couldn't throw the ball downfield. Hey, Al, what's up, man? Yeah, it's just us online at the moment. I just popped on, surprised everybody after. So I was talking at the earlier part of this. After disappearing Friday, my internet went out, and I tried to get back online, and I couldn't. or I tried to get the stream back and it cuts off. Apparently YouTube cuts the stream off if you don't have the stream going for a certain amount of time. So anyhow, so I just cut off Friday and nobody heard from me yesterday. So I figured I wouldn't have a bunch of people lined up to see if I was alive or not. Talking about Bill Belichick and whether he was the reason why the Patriots were so good or if it was Tom Brady. I come to the conclusion eventually that it was Tom Brady. I used to think it was Bill Belichick. I was going to come online yesterday, but then I was like, it's a holiday. I'll give everybody a break. But Bill Belichick, I thought, was the reason why the Patriots are so good. And I thought for sure as soon as Tom Brady left, Belichick would find somebody else, but he didn't. And I have changed my mind. Now I think it was Tom Brady that made that team so good. I mean, I'm sure Bill Belichick helped. I mean, he's not a horrible coach. But I was in comparison to Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I really feel like Andy Reid is a really large part of Patrick Mahomes' success, as well as Travis Kelce. I think that combination, those three, really elevate that team. I think without Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes is going to have a hard time. And if he didn't have Patrick Kelce or Kelce and Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes would be nowhere near as good as he is. I mean, don't get me wrong, guy's got a lot of talent and everything, but Kelce is got a hyperextended knee, so his whether he's going to be ready for the start of the season is in doubt. Is what brought that up. We're going over the news here. I'm looking to see if there's anything. We're going to talk about the Vikings here in a bit. But I'm reading here something about Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles is saying with all the outside, he couldn't hire new coaches or change the offensive scheme last year. And he said with all the outside forces that came with it, you were kind of handcuffed a bit. Yeah, that's true. You know, he was kind of thrown in the fire there. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. Just the way he handled the off-the-field issues last year. You know, he just couldn't get the team to bond and meld like a head coach is supposed to do. It just kind of really makes me doubt whether he's, head coach material. It's kind of the big responsibility of the head coach. The Bears have listed Nathan Peterman as the backup quarterback. Man, I don't, what are the Bears doing? I mean, Nathan Peterman is probably one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. They just don't know how to get quarterbacks over there. What's up, Beast? Beard man. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings in the Week 1 game and how we're going to whoop up on them. Right now, we're just browsing the news. I did not get a chance to read the news today, see what's going on in the NFL and the Buccaneers. Contract talks between the Buccaneers and Mike Evans have reportedly stalled. Let me see. It says major update. Mike Evans would test the market in 2024. What are they talking about? Mike Evans, I think this is clickbait. Have received the structure of contract. There's been positive dialogue as the Buccaneers have received the structure of a contract he would accept. It's certainly a step in the right direction, whether it was a recent step or one taken previously. There's no contention between the two sides, besides the deadline being put in place. So apparently it's just a money issue. Let me see. Bill taught Tom how to read defensive. Bill gave Tom the defense. Mahomes is better than Kelce, who is better than Reed. I always feel coaching is like salt. It adds to the steak, but steaks are main meal, not the salt. True enough. Good point. It's a good way to look at it. It's kind of like, when we won our first Super Bowl, we had the team. We just needed that salt. We just needed John Gruden. we had a great coach in Tony Dungy. I mean, he was a great coach, great man. He just couldn't get the team over that hump. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we went to the playoffs and lost just because we just didn't have that oomph in the playoffs. John Gruden gave us that oomph. He sparked the offense too, changed that, all that good stuff. But it was just a little salt we needed on the steak. I like that phrase. I'm going to start using it. The same thing with I wouldn't say with Bruce Arians because he came in. We had Jameis Winston. And I said, we needed more changes than that in order for us to make it to the playoffs. And Jameis Winston, I was like, we just can't do it with him. There's a couple other players, too, that I said needed to go. And sure enough, we ended up getting rid of them. So the coach did help, but I think getting Tom Brady was pretty much key. There's news about the Bucs already have a contract ready for Mike when he wants to. All right, good. Good to hear it. Hopefully he'll go with it. Hopefully he will go with it. Although, we got some wide receivers that are making a lot of money. And hopefully Mike Evans will not want number one wide receiver money, I had to pick up Sam Laporta as my replacement for Kelsey on my fantasy football. Oh, man. Well, you got Kelsey. I ended up getting Patrick Mahomes. Thank God he was a free agent still. He was a great pickup as a free agent. Players are on the field. Coaches are not. Coaches enhance the players. They don't make the player, in my opinion. That tweet is false. No contract has been agreed yet. Oh, we got fake news out there. What's up, Zach? So it doesn't look like there's any substantial Buccaneers news out there. Gerald McCoy's got a new job. What is this? I bet, I'm surprised that he never had really latched onto the media. The NFL Network. Let me see. He's a new network analyst, Gerald McCoy. He's most likely going to take Michael Irvin's place on the highly watched NFL Game Day morning show. I've always been surprised that Gerald McCoy didn't immediately go into the media because he's made for it. He really is. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a great player to have on a fantasy football team. Yeah, I think I picked him up in the third round. It was real early, but he was just sitting there. I was like, yeah, I'm going to jump on it. Why not? For the past few years, I've had issues at quarterback, kind of. But I'm happy with my fantasy football team. You happy with yours? I always feel this way. At the beginning of the year, I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good team. And then as the season goes along, it's kind of like every year, how every team going into the season, you got that hope, man. You're like, man, we're going to do great. We're going to do great. And then by week 5 or 6, the bars are cleared out. There's only a few fans from teams left. Everybody's talking about the draft. Let me see. B says, I feel everyone thinks Mike Evans is getting traded, even though the Buccaneers already said multiple times they are not trading him. I'll be so sad. I will be so sad. You're happy with your fantasy football team, but I had to go by, and 3 of my picks got messed up as they were auto. Oh, that happened to me too. I ended up getting the Patriots defense in like round 5 or something. It was way crazy high. I didn't have it set on auto. I was sitting there researching some stuff real quick, and the ticker went down. And then by the time I got back to the thing, it had auto picked for me, and it had picked the Patriots defense. I was like, what? I don't need to pick defense that high. I usually wait. They're like one of the last things I pick. But it turned out pretty good. They're supposed to be pretty decent this year. Defense. I guess they're always good. Patriots defense. Belichick, he don't play around, right? All right. I don't see any news with the Buccaneers, so that could be good or bad, but it is what it is. I did talk about at the beginning of the video. What's up, Clack? Sean Tucker our rookie running back has been announced the backup running back to Rashad White. He's the number 2 guy. Surprised me? Not really. It surprised me that they're going to put a rookie in there, but Keyshawn Vaughn didn't really show a whole lot in the preseason, I didn't think, and Chase Edmonds didn't really show a whole lot either. They actually have Keyshawn Vaughn behind Chase Edmonds, so take that for what you will. I would have rather have seen Patrick Laird stay on the team. So, but it is what it is. We got rookie Sean Tucker. Oh, I ended up drafting Rashad White, by the way. I do. I've got Rashad White. He's in my flex. I'm excited about him. Watching him in the preseason, that week 3 game, that guy, he was getting hit in the backfield and still picking up 6 to 9 yards. That was incredible. I think he's got a lot to prove. I think he is wanting to really, really make a statement this year. Y'all let me know if my audio goes out. I'm getting ready to do something here. I'm loading up some all-22 film. Record predictions. Oh, you got White too, Clack? All right, nice. I think he's going to do good. I don't know if he's going to be, like top 5 running back, but I think he'll work in a flex position, I see. I ended up getting some pretty decent running backs. I had Christian McCaffrey. It's a keeper league, so I've kept him for like the past 6 years. Oh, man. The auto picks happened in round 5, 6, or 7. Those are the rounds I really look forward to because I've already gotten the main people out of the way, and then I'm picking my lottery picks right around pick 6 or 7 because I don't care about kickers, defense, unless you're really aiming for a defense or a kicker, which who does that? You could stream them all year long or, just find a decent one that you're happy with. They rarely make that much of a difference. Oh, you did predict Sean Tucker running back 2 first day after the draft. Huh. Well, there you go. Record predictions. I do. I record most of them. You should start doing that, Al. Record them, write them down, time stamp them. So when you say that, you can go, see. You got Rashad White on your other team. You're running more than one fantasy football team. I used to do that where I'd run a whole bunch of them, 3 or 4, but then it was too stressful. So now I just focus on the money league and that one team. Yes, record predictions for week 1, the Buccaneers. All right, what do y'all think? Okay, before you put in your predictions, let's talk. What do we know about the Vikings? To be honest with you, here's what I know about the Vikings. Offensively, they're great. Justin Jefferson, he's like the best wide receiver in the league. He lit it up last year, him and Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, he's kind of a little bit above average quarterback, definitely a pocket passer. Yeah, week 1 is so hard to predict, as Al said. Dang, Clack. You got Chubb, White, Harris. Nice. Nick Chubb's going to be interesting to see. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with Cleveland this year. I ended up picking up Amari Cooper. I love Amari Cooper. I think he's a great wide receiver. But we'll see with Deshaun Watson and all that, how that all works out. They are a complete mystery to me. The Vikings, though, offensively, they're going to be tough. They ended up getting, was it Hawkinson, the TJ Hawkinson from Detroit, the tight end. He did good. And their offensive coordinator is an ex-tight ends coach, I do believe. I think they got a new offensive coordinator. Yes, Wes Phillips from the Rams. And he's, I think he's an ex-tight ends coach. So it's going to be interesting to see how they use the tight ends this year. If Hawkinson is really implemented a lot. They lost Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. So those are two pretty big pieces of the puzzle for them. Cook was a great running back when he played, but he got injured a lot. I think he's been injured his whole career. And he had those skinny ankles, very small ankles. He was always having ankle problems. They've lost not a whole lot on offense, other than those two, Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen. Although Thielen, I think, was in the back end of his career. He's at Carolina now. Pretty sure it's Carolina. So hopefully he's on the back end of his career. Hope he doesn't go to Carolina and light it up. But their offense has stayed pretty consistent. All their whole offensive line has come back. They have 8 of 11 starters have come back on their offense, which is pretty good. Now, on the defense, they've only brought back 5 of their 11 starters. And if I recall correctly, their defense wasn't that great last year. They had some problems. So they ended up losing a lot of guys and getting rid of a lot of guys, too. They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 starters on defense, yeah. Quarterback, defensive backs, Patrick Peterson. Yeah, they lost him. He was pretty good. Darius Smith, he ended up going to Browns. That's another. What are the Browns doing over there? They're stacking up players or something. Eric Kendricks, a linebacker. He was a middle linebacker. And Dalvin Tomlinson, defensive lineman. He went to Cleveland too. So their defense is totally different. Matter of fact, they've got a new defensive coordinator. Their outside linebacker coach, Mike Smith, not our Mike Smith. Where was he from? Can't remember. Anyhow, he just found out it was a Monday. I think it was Monday or Sunday or Monday. He took a personal leave of absence. He's gone. So then they got Mike Patine, who used to be the head coach for the Browns. He was an assistant head coach to Kevin O'Connell, the head coach of the Vikings. Anyhow, he's going to be the outside linebackers coach, splitting time with another guy. So they've got a new offensive coordinator in Wes Phillips. He's from the Rams. They got a special teams coach, new special teams coach, Matt Daniels, a new defensive backs coach, Devontae Jones, a new assistant special teams coach, and Ben Cartwicka, and then new outside linebackers coach. So they got some new defensive changes and special team changes in the coaching. Got a lot of changes on the defense. So defensively, we don't know what they're going to be. Offensively, I think we could say it's pretty much going to be the same, although they did get a new offensive coordinator. All right, let's see what the chat is saying. I see Al's got a bunch of stuff to say here. Kirk is excellent. He's top 10. But they lost Dalvin. Madison is supposed to be as good as Dalvin now. Yeah, every time Madison stepped in for Cook, he did good. And I think Madison is a better pass protector, too. Addison has great potential. I predict him to be second in your Hutchinson is excellent. Thielen is not good. They upgraded with Addison. The Vikes secondary is horrible still. Lost Smith and Peterson, who was their top cornerback. But they gained Flores, who's a great at defense. Flores, where's he from? Do you know where Flores? Yeah, don't have him listed here. Let's see. Flores excellent at front seven pressure. He learned that from Bill Belichick. Okay, so he was at Patriots. Maybe if I would have read further, I would have known what you were saying. Clack 12-10 Bucs is still my score prediction. Kicker, player of the game with the defense. Well, Flores is a good defensive coordinator. He scares me. Oh, okay. You're talking about the defensive coordinator. Okay. Gotcha. Both of y'all are ahead of me there. They also picked up Davenport from the Saints. Yeah, but man, right. Yeah, he's a rotational guy. He had one good year out of 4 from his rookie contract. Brian, what's up, man? Shocked the world. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Brian Flores came from Steelers, then before that Miami, then before that Pats. Okay. So he's a defensive coordinator for the Vikings. Yeah, their defense has got a lot of retooling done on their defense. Got some new coaches, got some new players. Over half their players are going to be new. They lost a lot of good pieces, though, on defense. So I don't think we could look at their defense, study some film, look at their defense, and really get a grasp as to what we think they're going to do. But offensively, we know they're going to give us trouble, right? Especially if they can use Hawkinson, their tight end, effectively. Because sometimes we can have some trouble with those big tight ends. Looking at you, Devin White. What's up, man? Amazement. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So what I did, we can look at this while we're talking about what we think is going to happen with Minnesota. I've got 2 games on all 22. I've got the Saints game. This is from last year. This was week 4. And they beat the Saints. And I picked the Saints is because as Buccaneer fans, we're familiar with the Saints. So I think it would be a good all 22 to watch to see if we can pick up anything. But then I've also got the Dallas Cowboys week 11 game where they absolutely stomped the Minnesota Vikings. I think it was like 44-3 or 44-7, that would be a good game to watch if we want to see how to beat the Vikings, right? Or what the best way is, or what a quick screen. That's some last year Buccaneer stuff right there. Quick screen out to the side. He comes out and blocks immediately. He's blocking this guy. So all you got to do is beat this guy. Can you do it? Yeah, good job. Ooh, man. Good 10-yarder. That's that Jefferson. Levante got the tight end. Yes, if Levante covers the tight end, they don't do so well. But when Devin White, when he's assigned, if they come into his zone or whatever, that was a nasty throw. I'll tell you what, the Saints, they play so aggressive. Just stuff like this. Look at that. How was that not a flag? He just bam. Man. Today's football, that should have been a flag. I don't agree with it, but anyhow. Keep their offense off the field, eat the clock. Well, are we going to be able to do that? Is our offense going to be able to stay on the field? Is that what we're shooting for this year? We know that's what Bowles wants. He wants an offense that can run the ball, run out the clock, and keep the time of possession in their favor. He doesn't want his defense getting tired. He said that plenty of times last year. Is Hawkinson even playing? I sure hope so. I drafted him in my fantasy football. Just some zone blocking here. Everybody does pretty good. What is their offensive line like? Anybody know? We got... He almost loses it. He recovers pretty good, though. They collapsed. Everybody. 90. Who is 92? Is it 92 or 93? 93. That's going to be Onyemata. Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty good. Yeah, I think if we could do that with a lot of teams this year where we can, matriculate down the field, run the ball, keep the time of possession lopsided a bit in the offensive favor, because we haven't had that in a long time. Even back with Cutter, our offense moved down the field fast because we were a deep hitting team. So we're either 3 and outs or we're popping 15-yard plus plays down the field. So our time of possession always seemed lopsided. Our defense was always out on the field a lot longer than our offense, it seemed like. It just tires them out. Although I will say we had the Ndamukong Suh, this little bunch over here. So we got 5 receivers out. 3-by-2. Is that a running back? Ndamukong Suh never got tired. He was a freak of nature. A nice little route. What if that was an option there? Don't think so. But he loses his guy. It's nice. I mean, he cuts right in front of that linebacker, losing him. Nice. And then he's got plenty of room to run. First down. The game's going to be close. Darisaw is excellent. Last year, better than worse. Really? Which one's he? 71 or 75? I have to go with 71 if we're going by the length of the name on the number on the back of the jersey. Guess I could look it up and see. Nah, it's too much trouble. You'll tell me. Left tackle, okay. So, what did I say, 71? He sure held his ground there, didn't he? His feet didn't move. He planted his feet, and they didn't move. He locks up this end here. Right here. His feet don't move. Look at that. The guy couldn't get a push on him at all. But if we can flip the time of possession into our offense's favor, that's going to help our defense immensely, I think. And that's what Bowles wants. That's what Bowles wants. That's his, and he's conveyed that to Dave Canales, I'm sure, quite extensively. That's why I don't think we're going to see the big shots down the field. That's why it surprised me in preseason when we had so many big shots down the field. But I don't think we're going to see as many as we have in years past. We'll probably get 3, maybe 4 a game. Maybe. But we're gonna shoot for. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. We're gonna shoot for running the ball, getting 3+ yards, and the shorter passes. But it doesn't look like we're gonna go really dink and dunk. I mean, it looks like we're gonna still try to chunk off 10, 15-yard passes on the regular. But I think the main key is going to be, establishing the run and being able to matriculate down the field and take that time off the clock. So I agree with your assessment, Clack. And I think that's probably going to be a all year long thing we're going to try to do. Man, look at this. Why did you not hit that? They always go for the outs, though, because, receivers and quarterbacks love those outs, especially the long out here, because it's such a hard throw. It's not that easy of a catch. I think it's just one of those things where they just like to impress each other. Because it seems like every time there's a chance for that out to the left, quarterbacks take it. And Jameis Winston was very, very good at those out routes. He was incredibly good at them. He does. He keeps control there. Their offensive line is pretty good. It does appear. I haven't seen any penetration yet at all. You taking the points on your parlay? Going to be a close game. I've got so much hope. I took the hopium during preseason, man. I got so much hope. I'm excited about this offense. There's this quarterback keeper there. Do you see Baker being conservative or letting it loose? Man, he was so calm, cool, and collected during the preseason, especially the third preseason game. I really expected him to be, let loose, just get out there and go wild. But he didn't. He didn't in any of the preseason games. He had a couple times he was skittish and all that, but he made good decisions. There's just no penalty. Oh, he gets around. He gets around 75 here. 21 does. And then he gets beat. He gets picked right up off his feet. Dang. But that's what happens when you get a tight end blocking a defensive end. I think hopefully Baker Mayfield will stay calm, cool, and collected. If he starts ripping it, just playing cowboy and stuff like that, I don't know how long it'll be sustainable for him. He might get a couple of good games like that, but I don't want to see him do it. I want to see him play very calm, cool, and collected football. Use his feet. We're going to have him using his feet a lot, mainly to get out of the pocket, but, make good decisions. What happened to 70? He lost his block here. That's a tough block to make, though. So, if Baker starts going wild and crazy, I think they'll pull him and put Trask in. Unless, of course, he's like winning. If he's making stupid good plays. But if he starts going out of the game plan too far, ripping it downfield too much, I think they'll pull him. I think we're going to see a cross, a conservative between conservative and letting loose. I think he's going to be middle of the field, a fence sitter. Yeah, maybe a mix, yeah. Yeah, I think they're going to keep the shots downfield limited, very limited. Like I said, 3, maybe 4 a game. No more than that. Yeah, Thielien's with the Panthers. Al was saying Thielien's no good anymore. We got this game. Jim, what's up, man? We got this game. We're going to help our O-line with bootleg and play action, definitely. White will move the chains. I'm excited about White. Rashad, I really am. Because the way he played in that preseason week 3, man, he was tearing it up. He's got something to prove. This is a bad route here. What is going on? You got 3 receivers right there? I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. Somebody ran the wrong route. I think it was 19. These 2 were probably, it looks like a mesh. He 17's trying to bump off coverage of this guy. Doesn't quite get it. Gets him a little bit. Gets him in the arm. 19 definitely shouldn't be there, I don't think. He looks confused. He looks like he was getting ready to knock this guy off coverage, and then he pulls back. He's like, whoa. So, yeah, that was the number 1 target there. Ooh, 71 with a mean hit there. Behind the quarterback. Okay, we got this game. We're going to help our O-line. Move the chains all game. That is the plan. But 71 gets a good hit on a guy here. Oh, we couldn't see it. Dang. But they're not getting any pressure to Kirk Cousins. Not much, anyhow. $75 has a little bit of trouble. He keeps control there. Thielien's the only 32-year-old wide receiver in the NFL? I did not know that. Wow. I had no idea. I didn't know wide receivers didn't stay around that long. Is that a new thing? It just seems like they were the ones that could play into their mid-30s. Huh. Guess I was wrong. That's old school. I'm used to seeing Jerry Rice out there. Oh, man. Look at this. I guess this running back, he couldn't get out. It would have been nice if this running back could have had the option to block this guy, because there's a big old hole right there. 56 is filling it up. He should be getting off of it and getting on that block, but I wonder if his arm gets stuck in there. No, he's just slow getting off the block. Dang. "32-year-old wide receivers. That's crazy." So that makes more sense when you were talking about Mike Evans is, on the wrong side of 30. That he's not going to be playing much longer. That makes me sad now. The Vikings are going to come down to earth this year some. They won a ton of close games last season. Usually that works in reverse the following season. Yes, that's right. I remember some stats on that a while back where they showed a team that has a lot of close games one year that they win is, he got it right around 75. If 67 wouldn't have seen this and come help, he would have destroyed the quarterback. Oh, he gets right around him, 67. Luckily saw it and is able to get back there and help. Saints, cornerbacks, what are y'all doing? They got confused here. Left 17 open. Looks like it was zone. And he was supposed to take over here the flats, but good call by Cousins. He saw that right away. Yes, the Vikings did have a lot of close games last year. So they statistically, if we're going to follow the science, they should have a bad season this year. That's football math. But like we were saying, they got a whole revamped defense. They've only kept 5 of their. Ooh, nice block here. Who's that? That's your boy 71. He comes out here and lays a mean block on this guy. This guy's going to regret that. Ooh, man, he just buckled him. Oh. Ooh. And this guy completely whiffs on his block. Yup. Touchdown now. Touchdown thanks to that block by 71. Let's see that from the end zone angle. Boom, yeah. He just buckles 20. Oof. Good blocking here. And then he whiffs. This guy whiffs on 32, but the running back, he just totally misses him. Zip. All right. So, they've got a good offensive line. They know how to block on this team. In space, too. So, Thiele's the oldest wide receiver. That puts Mike Evans right behind him now, huh? What about Anthony Hopkins? How old is he? Darisaw was the first rounder. Yeah, he's been impressive so far. Okay, so the Vikings they got a new special teams coach and assistant coach. So apparently they were not happy with their special teams last year. Special team coaches never get promotions to other teams. They don't get like offensive coordinator jobs. They either move up or get fired. Move up within the organization or get fired. They usually get fired. That's like the worst job in the world to have as a special teams coach, because It's like the end of your career. It's a new thing. Back in 2008, Joe Galloway, 37. Yeah, Marvin Harrison, 36. Isaac Bruce, 36. Terrell Owens, 35. Okay. In 2008, there were 11 players 32 years and older. I only know this because it was the year Moss signed his last contract. He was 31 years old and signed a 3-year contract. Similar situation to Mike. He wants a new contract at 31 years old and wants a 3-year deal. Yeah, Fitzgerald played a long time, but he retired, right? This last year was his last year. Do we want to watch the Minnesota's defense? We don't really care because we ain't gonna be able to tell anything. They don't have any of the same players. So let's move on. Let's get to the Vikings offense. Let's watch some more of this offensive line. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's what I think too, Jim, that they'd be playing longer. And it just seems, it seems like they would. And we've had some great receivers here lately that it seems like could play longer. Whoever figure out how old Hopkins is? That's some good blocking. Look, everybody's blocked up. Everybody's blocked up. He's sealing this. Blocked up. Blocked up. You even got a free lineman here, and you've got a free blocker right here. Boom. Okay. All right, so they know how to block. And we talked about this at the beginning of the video. They brought the whole offensive line is back for the Vikings. Whereas we're going to be playing with a basically brand new offensive line. The only person that's playing the same position is Hainsey from last year. Some confusion here. He stops. Was he supposed to come back? Oh, no. I thought he was throwing it to the tight end. He's throwing it out here. Look, he's throwing it to that long out. Cousins loved those outs. He loves those outs. It's a deep one, too. That's a hard throw. Those are hard throws. D-Hop is 31. Okay. Huh. That is fascinating. I had no idea about that. Al. 72 gets beat by 93. Odomaya. It's not too fast. Let's see how fast it is. Looks like it's under 3 seconds. 1001, 1002. Yeah. He beats him in about 2.5 seconds. That's some Vita Vea timing right there. Yeah, as long as Mike can jump, he don't need to run far. Exactly. You know, he's not much of a runner. He always cracks me up. Me and Molly, we get the biggest kick out of when he catches the ball, especially if he's wide open. How are they getting these outs so open? He runs all the way across the field. Whoa. Man, Kirk Cousins loves those. Huh. But yeah, me and Molly, Mike Evans will catch the ball. He'll be wide open, catch the ball. He'll be 10 yards away from everybody. And you're like, they'll catch up with him in 5 yards. Because even when he's running at full speed, he looks so slow. Speed is not his forte. Although I will say, every now and then when he's running his routes, especially if he's running a go, he will kick it into a second gear that will surprise guys in coverage. Because Mike stays very consistent with his speed and routes because he's not going to, he doesn't beat you by juking you out and then catching the ball. He beats you by just overpowering you. And so he's very consistent with his routes and his speed. He keeps the same pace, except when he's going deep. He will run the same pace, and then all of a sudden he'll get into a second gear. And I've seen so many times guys in coverage with him, they'll get lost. They'll be surprised by that second gear, and he'll get away from them enough to be able to catch the ball without it being contested. But then they catch back up with him and tackle him. Some play action. 71 having a rough time here with 92. He gets around him. But it was a screen. 71 didn't expect to hold the ball or block for too long. So it's no big deal. 67 totally whiffed on a block there. He didn't block anybody. He's supposed to block 20. No go. So as long as Mike can jump, I believe it. If he can still get his vertical up, he can out there playing at 50 years old, right? Look, Cousins is throwing another out. He's throwing another one. But this guy goes the wrong route. See, Cousins throws it way over here. He releases right there. When this guy goes to cut, he cuts to the inside. Cousins expect him to cut to the outside. So we're going to have to watch that. He loves throwing those outs to the left, man. They learn a lot of play action, too, when you watched them. Even when they don't run it well, they use play action. Yeah. And then outs, that was a play action. Nothing wrong with a possession receiver. I remember when that was a good thing. Yeah. But especially when you have a speed receiver, too. But we've got Godwin is kind of a mix. He's got some speed, but he's really good at catch it in traffic and yards after the catch. But we do not have that speed guy, like the Antonio Brown. We had Scotty Miller. He just never really panned out for us. I think that Trey is going to give us a little bit of extra oomph down the field, and that's just to keep the safeties off of Mike. Who screws up here? 75? All right, 75 is the weak link on this chain. 72 is too. He'd be second weak link. So Shaq Barrett is going to be going up against 75. He's going to beat 75 all day long. And 72 is going to have to deal with Vita a lot. So our strengths counter pretty good with their weaknesses there on the offensive line. All right, let's skip to the next offensive series. So that's pretty good. I'm happy to see this. I think that Shaq is going to make good work of 75, and Vita will probably make good work of 72. So I think we'll be able to get pressure on Cousins. We played them a couple years ago when he was with Minnesota. I think it was his first year there, and beat them. That was a year after his, you like that? When he was at Washington. But Kirk Cousins is pretty good with that play action, isn't he? Because he runs this kind of like he was going to do play action. Same the way he holds the ball, the way he's holding his body and everything. When he does play action, he does that same thing. So it makes it hard to tell. Oh, yeah. That was ugly. bad decision by Cousins. He loves these outs. He loves these outs. He loves sideline. That's for sure. That's not an out. That's an out right there. And it pulls this guy down, but he reads it all day long and undercuts. And it looks like there was communication problems. He was supposed to come back. Maybe it was a stick. Don't know. He definitely should have contested the ball there, but he stops right here and then like falls back. That was very strange. Communication problem for sure. But let's look at this offensive line. I'm excited to see Shaq Barrett too. You know, I love Shaq Barrett. I love watching him on tape. He just does so much, and he's so good at everything he does. He just doesn't make mistakes. Whoa. Okay. So 75 is having a tough time there, and he holds. He's holding him. Let me see. The center trips, and he falls. This guy tries a spin move, and 71 just bear hugs him. Oop, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere. He just got him locked up. That's funny. Now, technically, I think that's holding. Not sure. But, you know, again, that's an interpretation. You know, he's not grasping him, but he is impeding his movement. What is it? I can't remember the rule book. I used to have it memorized. That was a bad decision by Cousins. Okay. He's got some new weapons. Addison is a rookie wide receiver, and Hawkinson is still relatively new as well. Madison, first time full starter. You got Madison as a flex running back. Man, I was going to pick him up. You know, the one thing about him is he's a great pass blocker. He had that over Dalvin Cook. Not that Cook was horrible, but Madison was good. And when he filled in for Cook, he always did well. So I was like, man, I want to get him. But I'm just worried that they're going to maybe do a committee or something. Because I don't know what they're going to do. You know, they got a new offensive coordinator. I'm really sketchy with new coaches and drafting guys with new coaches and new coordinators. I try to avoid it if possible. So what's the blocking look like here? Oh, this is the Saints offense. How'd that happen? Oh, that's right. They got an interception. But I do like Madison. He's done well in Cook's absence, which has been a lot. Because Cook just cannot stay healthy. And where'd he go? The Jets? Jets are going to be interesting this year. We're definitely going to have to pay attention to these out routes. And I'm going to have to go back and look at my notes from last time we played Minnesota when Kirk Cousins was the quarterback and when we played the Redskins years ago when he was quarterback there, and see if I've got any mention of his throwing to the sidelines so much. Or it could be the offensive scheme here. Don't know. Seems to me like he prefers those routes. That's how Jameis Winston was. Jameis Winston would throw 10 of those a game easy. And every time he had an out route, especially to Mike Evans, he was throwing. Outside zone run here. Everybody's blocking pretty decent. 4 ain't got nowhere to go. 56 gets pushed back immediately, though. That kind of throws 4 He doesn't have that cutback lane that he wants. Jets have too much running backs. Who they got for running backs? Didn't they have that Bam? Wasn't he? I know they had a guy last year. See, that was good. That's good blocking there, man. That was good blocking. They just piled up these guys. They can't go anywhere. This is a pile of Saints. In 75, he gets pushed back right away, but recovers very well. Right there, and then boop. Nice. So yeah, I'm not seeing too much of a weakness on their offensive line. If I had to grade them, though, I'd say 71 or 75 was the weak link. And he's going to be going up against, oh, man, Cook got tripped up right at the last second. Oh, was he was tripped by this Saints player. Did they call a penalty on this? They should have. Should be a flag coming out. Nope. Huh. But our best pass rusher, Shaq Barrett, is going to go against their worst offensive lineman, so that's good. Yeah, see, look. Saints guy sticks his leg out. He trips. He trips for. Boom. Dang. I bet both of their shins are hurting. That should have been a penalty all day. That was good blocking on that one, too. All right, where are we at? Bam's at Detroit. That's another thing. Running backs are so just not valuable anymore with teams that they're constantly moving from team to team. It is so weird. I want to see that switch back because I like running backs. I like a good running game, and you just don't see it that much anymore. I mean, Tennessee's got a good running game. Baltimore, although, they did that running back by committee stuff. That's how they've been running for the past few years. Who is not good here? He's getting pushed way out of the way. Who is that? Oh, that's a tight end, 86. This is the second time he's had trouble blocking. But he's blocking defensive linemen, so I'm not going to give him too much of a hard time. 67, he loses here. 75 gets beat. He whiffs on his block. Let's see what 71 does. 71 gets bent back a bit. Whoa. But he keeps his man. Yeah, so the running backs are all over the place. Running backs don't stay with teams long anymore. So we got Bam is at Detroit. Cook, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, and Abanikika. Breece Hall was good last year, right? He ended up getting hurt, if I recall correctly. Michael Carter's been there a while, right? Last time we played the Vikings, the kicker missed a ton of field goals. Okay. Maybe that'll happen this time, too. We'll take what we can get. No, to be honest with you, I want us to win. I don't want them to lose. I don't want them to screw up. I want us to win. Woof. 75 gets whooped here. Yeah, Shaq's going to have a field day with him. Look at that. Oh, Shaq can do this and a gazillion other tricks. Oh, that was pretty. I like the way he grabs his arm. He pushes his arm in. He does that swim right there and then pushes his arm in. So he can't bring it back out. That's nice. And then 72, who's the next weakest link in the chain, gets beat. Bam, just pushed straight back. Yep, okay. So Vita and Shaq are going to have a good day. Kirk Cousins is not going to have a good day. That is what we are predicting. That's what I'm predicting. It's a good punt. Good coverage, too. Vikings play a 3-4 base. Are they keeping that this year? Are they changing it up? Flores goes with 3-4, huh? That's what everybody says. Amazing. Flores is a good defensive coach. So was Flores with them last year? Let me see. Wasn't he the Dolphins head coach at one point? Here we go. Oh, man. Brian Flores. Yeah, he was the Miami head coach. Okay, so last year he didn't coach, or did he? Oh, he was the linebackers coach for the Steelers last year, senior defensive assistant. So the Vikings do have so he is the new defensive coordinator for the Vikings this year. Okay. That's where I got thrown off. So the whole Vikings defense is going to be totally new. Players, coaching staff, pretty much. All right, so we don't know what we're going to get with the Vikings. Don't like that decision there. He's covered, but he does have his back turned to the quarterback. If it's a nice pass. Oh, it was a nice pass, too. It hit him right in the hands. So we don't know what we're going to get with the Vikings head coach or Vikings defensive coordinator, Vikings defense, period. What's up, MK? We were wondering where you were at. Hype man. We are talking about the Minnesota Vikings and how we're going to whoop up on them in week 1. Yeah, Minnesota's bad on defense. I vaguely remember that. And they ended up getting basically revamping their whole defense. 67, not a good job blocking there. I think 71 gets beat. Yeah, 71 gets beat here. Woo. Well, they just collapsed this whole thing on poor number 4. You didn't have nowhere to go. Okay. Or push off there. You can see he pushes off. He made Lamar look like a high school quarterback when he was with the Dolphins. Start of our 10-7 season starts with a W Sunday. Smash that like button. Yes. I forget to say that. Thank you, OK, for reminding me. Smash that like button. Subscribe. All that good stuff. Oh, man, what is going on here? Look how far back. If he cut inside right here or outside, preferably outside, Cousins would be thrilled to death if he went towards the sidelines, right? What? And the way his hips are placed, man, there's no way. If he just went whoop. Is this a 3rd and long? All right, they're trying to get there. Man, that is some crazy defense. Whoa. Oh, they're playing splits too. Huh. Okay. So, and look where he goes. Look where he goes. Guys, this guy has a fetish with these out routes. Anything to the sideline. That's where Kirk Cousins likes to throw it. That's hilarious. Huh. So, MK, we figured out they've got their offensive line is the same guys. They're keeping our whole offensive line. 71 is very good. Most of them are very good. 75 is the weak link in the chain, and he's going to be going up against Shaq Barrett. 72 is the next weak link, and he's going to be going up against Villa. Watch how 71 pushes 93. He just shoves him right there. So we think we're going to be given, or I think we're going to be given Kirk Cousins a little bit of pressure in that pocket between Shaq and Vita. Oh, look, he was going. Kurt was looking over here first. That was his first read. Look right there. He's looking here. He loves these out routes. Last time Bucs opened up against Vikings was Moss, rookie season. Oh, my gosh. Ain't that something? If I recall correctly, Moss had a pretty good game. I remember him, what was it, Thanksgiving that year? He played and he had like 300 yards or something. It was ridiculous. It's one of the best Thanksgiving performances I've ever seen. So that's good blocking there. That's good blocking. They only rushed 4, but still, I mean, they're not even close to Kirk Cousins. He's got all day. He was able to go through his whole progression. He goes 1, 2, 3, and then 4 right there. And still had time. He could have had 7 receivers out there doing progressions. He could have gone through all of them. Vea's going to eat that stat book Sunday. I hope so. He didn't get touched till he was 10 yards down the field. Yeah, it was against Dallas that year. Him in fantasy football that game, I know, right? Yeah, see, he doesn't get touched till he's 10 yards down the field here. Linebacker screwed up here. He got too close to 67 and let 67 get him. Boop. Took the wrong hole, too. That's what she said. Bam. Yeah, so the Vikings are not slouches when it comes to running the ball and blocking. Looks like they're pretty good run blockers. That one, not so good. Thielen over there not blocking anybody. It looked like he was blocking, but then the guy just got off his block immediately and made the tackle. Right? Yeah, 84. I would say their wide receivers and tight ends don't block well. So far is what I would say. 75 just clobbers this linebacker. Their offensive line plays with aggression too. Boom, man, this guy's bell is ringing because he slams his head up against 67's shoulder there with quite a bit of force. Bam. All right. Baker, MVP candidate. Oh, yeah. When you had Brady and Moss on your fantasy football team, this guy dropped that pass all day, right in his hands. And then, but here's bad. Look what Cousins missed. That was a touchdown all day. And even if he would have let this route develop into the corner, he still would have had him all day. Cousins has missed some good ones out there. Yeah, Darisaw does look good. And he's aggressive, too. Yeah, so the one knock I have on Wirfs, the same knock I had on Ali Marpet. They were great. Both of them technically fantastic. Elite. Top level. But they just didn't have that aggression streak in them. You know, that nastiness where you make defensive linemen and blitzers pay for coming in. Make them think twice about getting near you. All right. I'm going to knock it off here. We'll come back and start this tomorrow. The All 22. Boom. Whew. So, now that we've seen a little bit of the Vikings offense, checked out their offensive line, their running game, and Kirk Cousins' tendencies, what do we think? Baker MVP candidate. Love it. It's possible. He could definitely have comeback player of the year, right? The day we get 67 likes on the live stream, I want you to do a poll of what color jersey everyone wants me to get of a Getty jersey. Oh, I'm writing that down. I'm going to hold you to it. I'm going to start telling people. We need 67 likes. So MK, we get to pick. We pick color of Getty jersey. That's hilarious. I'm going to do it. Holding you to it, man. What's up, JD Tank? The Fire King. Good evening, sir. We are just wrapping up our live discussion on what we think the Vikings and the Buccaneers game is going to be like. We know MK says we're going to blow them out of the water. It's going to be our first win of the year, and Vita Vea is going to eat up the stat books. I kind of agree with him. I think Vita's going to have a good game, and I think Shaq Barrett's going to have a good game. Defensively, as far as the Vikings go, I do not know a thing about what they're going to be able to do. I don't think anybody does. They were saying Brian Flores plays a 3-4 defense, kind of like what we do. They've revamped their defense, retooled it. They got basically all new guys, only 5 starters left from their defense last year. So it's going to be a whole different defense. Whether it's going to be good or not, we don't know yet. But I think offensively, we're going to give Kirk Cousins some trouble back there. I think we're going to get pressure to him. And run game, I don't know. The Vikings look pretty stout in their run game. They're good run blockers. But then again, we're a good run defense, but we fell off last year. I think the run will probably be a wash. You know, they might get close to 100 yards, but not more than 100 yards on us. But I predict a win. That's what I'm going to predict. What do y'all think? 2 favorite teams, the Vikings and the Bucs. Of course, you're going to go with the Bucs because it's a home team. It's going to be a battle. That's what everybody's thinking. That seems to be the conclusion. It's going to be a close game either way. 67 for MK. He's getting that Getty jersey, man. We're going to go with a creamsicle Getty jersey. 67 likes. Come on, guys. Let's do it. If we get 67 likes, we get to pick what color Getty jersey MK's got to get. Amazement's going to hit the like button 67 times. Can you do that? Does it work that way? Oh, you got Justin Jefferson in fantasy. MK, why would you do that? You know, it's always a good thing to do, though, to have whoever the Bucs are playing in fantasy, because that way, if you lose, here's how it works. If they beat us in real world, then you can somewhat be happy because your fantasy football team usually does pretty good. So it balances out. And then if you win in the real world, that means their fantasy probably didn't do too good. So that balances out. It kind of keeps the pain from being too severe. But you got Justin Jefferson in fantasy. That's pretty good. Did you have the number one pick? Because in just about every league, he went number one. Yeah, I think our defense is going to be fine too. Yeah, I'm in that group with the Bulls. I don't hate the Bulls. I think his defensive scheme it's interesting. It's definitely impossible to figure out a lot of the times. Offensive coordinators just have hell with him, and quarterbacks, because we change it. So we just do everything out there. And it's never, or rarely, is it what you see at the snap. Whatever you see at the snap, you could bet it's probably a good 70% chance that that's not what's going to be post-snap, the defense. So if it looks like it's going to be cover 3, after the ball snapped, most likely it's going to be cover 1. It's just how Bowles is. But as a head coach, man, he hasn't won me over yet, man. I think he's going to have to do something this year to win me over, because he just doesn't seem to have it. Not a knock on him. I like him as a person. Imagine when you have 67,000 subscribers. Tell you what, when we get to 67,000 subscribers, I'll buy a creamsicle Gedeke jersey and wear it on Cam. I got Godwin too. No, I'm sorry. I was going to get Godwin. Somebody else got him before I did, because I'm with you. I think he's going to have a better season than Mike. I ended up getting Mike, though, because Godwin was taken. I ended up getting Mike Evans and Rashad White, which I was really surprised that nobody picked up Rashad White. I was waiting. I didn't want to wait too long, but I didn't pick up Rashad White probably till round 5 or 6. I was surprised that nobody picked him up before then. He's just not big on the draft boards, apparently. You've got Justin Jefferson, Mahomes, and Cooper Kupp. Holy crap. Watch this be the year they all three suck. Couple bring down MK. The other two are great. You don't like Cooper Kupp, Bundy, or you think this is his down year? Kupp is banged up too. It's a ton of injuries early. Even Kelsey is questionable. Yeah, I saw that. We brought up the news earlier at the beginning of the stream, kind of looked over things, and Kelsey's got a hyperextended knee. Oh, thanks, MH. I appreciate it. Yeah, I forgot to put on to schedule a live stream too. I wasn't exactly sure I was going to be able to do a live stream today. That's why I didn't schedule one. But when I did figure it out about 2 hours beforehand, I came to schedule it so it notifies everybody. And the baby started crying, and I ended up getting distracted, forgot to schedule it. So I'll probably schedule it tomorrow and have it at 6 o'clock so we can all be here on time. Look at how many games. Keenan Allen was injured with a hammy last year, 7 games out. Kupp is going to be a burden in fantasy football. Really? Wow. Kelsey's injury will last a long time because he's too old. You're getting old. That's going to be interesting, though. I want to see Mahomes playing without Kelsey. I think Kelsey is a big reason why Mahomes is as good as he is. Because when we shut Kelsey down in the Super Bowl, Mahomes had a really tough time. Somebody picked up Sean Tucker in the 17th round. That is fortuitous. That is a guy who's got good future reading ability, because it was just announced today that Sean Tucker is going to be the second string running back. So maybe that guy knew something we didn't know. White went early, round 3 in my fantasy league. Sounds like you're playing with guys that know football. Kupp has a really bad hammy. I did not know that. Did he get it in training camp, or is it lingering from last year or something? Jim, Jim wants MK to get a creamsicle Gedeke jersey so bad. 67 likes, and we get to pick MK's color for his Gedeke jersey. That is hilarious. He's gonna wear the Gedeke jersey and listen to some Elton John. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, I got Patrick Mahomes as well. What's your fantasy team name? Buck the System. B-U-C, Buck the System. And I've got my profile picture is a girl's chest in a bikini with Buccaneers bikini. So I always get compliments every time. Everybody's like, I really like playing you because I get to look at your profile picture all week. What's your fantasy team name? Amazement? Jacko. Yes. Yeah, we've all come to the conclusion, I'm pretty sure everybody here says that we're going to win. It's going to be close, but we're going to win. You had Rashad White last year and got points from him? Good deal. Stairway to Heaven's nice. That's a good one. Did you come up with that with yourself, or is that one you looked up? Top Shelf. Skeleton head with gold teeth. For years, my fantasy name was Show Me Your TDs. TDS. Your TDs. I'd picked that up somewhere online, and I just found it hilarious. Oh my gosh. Chris Baker jersey? No way. I couldn't do it. You know what? I'll do it though. We get 67,000 subscribers. I'll get a custom made Chris Baker jersey and wear it on stream. Stairway to Evans. I'm going to tell Molly that. See if she'll change hers. Her fantasy team is a little avocado, or a little, whatever it was Tom Brady was drinking at the Super Bowl party, the boat parade, lime. I think it was lime avocado tequila or something. And that's what she made her fantasy name, a little avocado tequila or something. White and Tucker are going to ball out this season. That's how I feel. I'm really excited about Rashad White. Really am. I'm excited about Tucker too, but not as much as I am about White. I think he's a baller. I think he's a playmaker. Yeah. Just seeing some of the stuff he was doing in preseason, if he carries that over into the regular season, he's going to be a playmaker. He's going to be exactly what we need. He's going to be what we wanted number 10 to be. It just never panned out with him. A close loss, MH. Vikings have been top 4 in NFC for a while. Yeah, they had, they went 13-4 last year, something of that nature, won the division. But as we were saying, they won a lot of close games. And usually, statistically, if you win a lot of close games in one year, the next year you normally lose the close games. So we're doing football math, and we're saying that they're not going to be as good as they were last year. In that category, anyhow. We got MH and MK. Now we need an MJ. And an MI. That'd be cool, too. Avocado tequila, yes. That's her fantasy name. 36-17 Bucs. All right, I'm writing these down. Y'all put your predictions up there. Predictions. We've got Jacko is saying 36-17 Bucs. Bundy. Mr. Bundy. Are you a fan of the show? Is saying 24-20 Vikings. Oh, my goodness. You got the 49ers falling off? You know, I was thinking about that the other day. Definitely if McCaffrey gets hurt, I definitely see them falling off. But who is their quarterback now? They just got rid of Trey Lance, right? He went to Dallas. Brock Purdy. And behind, it was Sam Darnold. They got Sam Darnold as their backup, right? Am I correct in that? And if that's true, then I think it is. That's the reason why I went, oh, man, 49ers are going downhill. Because Sam Darnold is just not a good quarterback. And that's what when he went to Carolina, when they picked him up, they traded for him. I was like, they don't know what they're doing over there. Yeah, Sam Darnold is at 49ers. He's Brock Purdy's backup. So they basically do not have a good backup plan over there. And I was thinking that, it don't look like they're thinking smart. So they could be starting to go downhill. Okay, Jim, 28-21, Tampa Bay. 28-21, Tampa Bay. Okay. 34-21, Bucs. I had to scroll back. The chat just went crazy on me. 34-21 Bucs for MK. Oh, your initials are MJK. Clack. 12-10 Bucs. Man, you don't expect anybody to score. The Vikings O-line won't be able to handle our front seven. I don't think so either. I think they're going to have a rough time. The Vikings got a good O-line, but just between Vita and Shaq, those are two monsters, man. Those and we're going to have Cansey in there, Tryon. He'll be jumping in. Look at when I looked at our defense, the front seven, I was very happy with what we got. I was kind of meh at the beginning of the season, but I've really gotten to where they've grown on me. Okay, Clack. What do I say? 12-10. JD Tank. We've got 27-24 Bucs. MK, did I get you already? Okay. We don't know our O-line. We don't know our offensive play scheme. We don't know our D-line against the run. We don't know our nickel. That's just us, not even looking at them. I know. This is really futile, but it's fun. It's what makes sports fun. Man, you need 3 quarterbacks in the last 4 seasons. Yes, Sam. Yeah, that's why when they got Sam Darnold, I was like, man, that's not smart. That's not smart football there. 17 people equals 17 likes. What are we up to 67 yet? How close are we? I'll stay on all night just so we get 67 likes. They unloaded their quarterback room. Yep. Yeah, that's right, because Garoppolo went to, where's he at? Colts or someplace? Kirk Nephew will be running for his life on Sunday. Kirk Nephew, I get it. You like that? Amazement. 17-14 Bucs. 17-14. Okay, so far, Al Bundy's the only realist here. All the rest of us, we got the pewter colored glasses on. LMH 27-20 Vikings. Okay, we got another one. 27-20 Vikings. Who does Minnesota have besides JJ and Hawk? Well, Madison, he's pretty good. And they got a pretty good blocking offensive line. But yeah, I mean, it's not like they're stacked with offensive talent and weapons. This would be like an old school Bucs game led by the defense. Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of that this year, but I think our offense is not going to be as anemic as the old school Buccaneers was. I think they're going to be able to move the ball down the field a bit. I don't think it's going to be scoring drives every time we get the ball, and I don't think it's going to be a lot of 3-and-outs either. I think it's probably going to be 7-8 play drives, where we just run time off the clock, do field position, stuff like that. I don't think we're going to be scoring a lot. Vikings lose a close one, reverse of last season. We got this game. Someone called Todd and let him know we got the game plan. We got it. We figured it all out. We'll do a group call on him. Let's do group Skype. We'll group Skype Todd Bowles. We're at 14 likes. All right, we're going to have to work on it during this season. Get 67 likes. Yeah, we're going to get Cousins off a spot all day, and he doesn't work well. He's a pocket passer. Lance is in Dallas. Yeah, so he's a backup there, right? I mean, man, talk about the mighty has fallen. Yeah, it's a 1 p.m. game. If we can win this one, could be a 3-1 before the bye week. Yes, because we got the Bears, right? Yeah, the Bears next, and that's going to be at home, so we're going to win that one. And then we got the Eagles at Bucs. That's on a Monday Night Football. I think we could beat the Eagles. But they're going to want to beat us for knocking them out of the playoffs a couple years ago. It's pretty much the same team still. Yeah, Trey Palmer coming out party. Yeah, I like him. Oh, so you're saying, okay, so you're thinking the Eagles is probably going to be our one loss. So if we beat the Vikings, we beat the Bears, who's after that? Saints? I don't know. Saints still kind of scare me. Trey Palmer coming out party. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Trey Palmer, Rashad White, Cansey. I think we're going to have a lot of guys really pop off. Scat. Yeah, we'll all get on Scat. Call Todd Bowles. Yeah, that's how you get banned off YouTube, saying stuff like that. One day we're going to do a Buccaneers Observer watch party. Yeah, I was talking about that. The only problem is, I'm in my office here, and I normally watch football downstairs on the big screen or out in the garage. I usually have it on everywhere. I usually have it on my monitors. I've got it on the big screen, but I pace all the time. I can't sit still, especially when I'm watching football. So I pace all the time, and I don't really have a whole lot of pacing room in here. And also, I drink beer and cuss and throw stuff. So I don't know how good that would go over on a live stream, but we're going to think about it. Mentioned in 2008, there were lots of old wide receivers. Yes, 11 players 32 years old and older. And in 2023, oldest wide receiver is stealing at 32. Yeah, we talked about that. It's amazing. It really is. And it doesn't make any sense. Somebody else brought it up that you would think that with all the safety rules and stuff now, that these players would be playing longer, especially receivers. I wonder why it is that they're not playing past the age of 30, basically. You got the Eagles winning 11, 12 games, huh? 12-10 Bucs predictions. Don't know about that. I like Anthony Nelson. He's a little bit above average. Sometimes he can pop off some really great plays. Sometimes he gets pushed out of the way. But he's not just a body. He's better than your average Bear, but he's not, top tier. Last time I checked, Tom Brady didn't play defense. We all want that Saints win. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Joe. My friend's grandma is a huge Derek Carr fan, and now Bucs versus Saints games are going to be intense. You're going to end up going at it with his grandma? Grandma talk mean? You got your lucky Bucs cup you drink out of during games? Yeah, I'm very superstitious. I make Molly, when we win, I make her wear the same stuff the next week, and I do too. What's up? I do not have a lucky Bucs cup, but I do have this. I just put it up. It's my bad call brick. It's a styrofoam brick that's got the Buccaneers logo on it, and it says bad call, and I throw it. Contracts prevent long careers. The draft and contract. Okay. We always say you have to go to New Orleans first. I know, right? Do I want to draft a kicker in the second round again? No. It's a kicker year. Stock up on kickers. Oh, Grandpa's a huge Derek Carr fan. Don't let him talk smack to you, man. You can take him. You can take him. That's what I always say. Old people, women, and children, I'll fight them all day long. Yeah, we got a live stream. 67 likes on the live stream. Whenever we hit that one day, MK is going, we get to choose what color jersey MK is going to buy for his Luke Gedeke jersey. Gedeke. Is it Gedeke? Gedeke. Living La Vida Loca. Ah, that's a good one. JD texts us, I drink out of the cup every game. This is his lucky cup. I drink out of the cup every game, and when we lose, I blame it on not drinking out of the cup enough. I like that. Worse is going to get $26 million per year. Whoa. Shout out to Worfs. Goodness. $26 million. Can you imagine? It's damn near $2 million a week while you're playing the season. Gedeke. That's what Molly tells me. She says it's Gedeke. But I'm absolutely horrible at pronouncing names. So once I get one lodged in my head, it kind of sticks. So I always end up saying Gedeke. Tunsil's getting $25 million a year. Good grief. It's amazing. It's amazing. All right. I'm going to have to wrap this up. I've stayed way over. I've got dinner waiting for me. Guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I'm going to say, I've got our predictions here. We can adjust them before the game. So I'm going to ask everybody before the game if you want to make an adjustment to your picks. So we'll be able to do that. But so far, it seems like everybody except Al and Ilm H think the Bucs are going to win it. Most everybody thinks it's going to be close either way. Jacko has the biggest disparity there, 36-17. So he's got a lot of confidence in the Bucs. I like that. And MK, of course, hype man, 34-21. So other than that, though, everybody else has got pretty much between one game. No, wait, Jim says 28-2 Bucs. That's a big one, big disparity. That can't be right. I must have written that down wrong. I'm going to have to go back and look. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and talking some Bucs. And I'll be back tomorrow, same time, 6 o'clock, Eastern Standard Time. Until then, everybody, go Bucs.